Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Threezero DLX scale Transformers figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at maybe the best part of Transformers 4 Age of Extinction, Lockdown. Now, I got mine as a review sample direct from Threezero. I've popped a link to their site in the description, and while you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button so you're notified as soon as brand new Transformers content goes live. Say what you will about Age of Extinction, like I said in the intro, I reckon Lockdown might have been the best part of that movie. There were other highlights, of course, but I mean, Lockdown, this pose with him just walking towards us, his ship in the background, that scene was just cold as, and I cannot wait to get him out here. As for the box art, beautiful image of the figure himself up front, Transformers off to one side, then an Age of Extinction logo at the bottom. This video is brought to you by JustinsCollection.shop, the home of the figure first aid kit, as well as other accessories to help your collection be the best it can be. The first aid kit contains multiple tools to help you with maintenance, styling rooted hair, and much more. We also sell crotch grabbers, soft rubber tips to prevent damage, and they're compatible with most modern Hot Toys base molds. Acrylic risers come in multi-packs. They're optically clear, thick and sturdy, and stackable. Check out the link to JustinsCollection.shop in the description. At Threezero, they always go so hard with posability on the side of the box, Lockdown kneeling down, and with a design this complex, I'm very surprised he can pull off that pose. He's so sleek and humanoid, somehow they fit a crazy level of engineering into something that hides all of the joints almost flawlessly. Around the back, Transformers 4 logo, then at the bottom, warnings and legal information. Now you can flip open the top flap held in place with Velcro to reveal another Transformers 4 logo, and an open window showcasing Lockdown, as well as all of his accessories inside the box. The accessory count for Lockdown, the multiple different looks with the faceplate, no faceplate, gun face, I'm just dying to get stuck in. But first, in-hand impressions for Age of Extinction Lockdown. So far, so good. There's a significant amount of weight to him. He's a little bit smaller than I expected, but I've checked reference since opening the box, and yes, this size is accurate. What we're going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Starting off with the display base first. If you've purchased any of Threezero's other DLX scale Transformers, this should be a very familiar sight to you. It's the same display base mold that they've been using since their very first DLX release. There's heaps of sculpted Cybertronian techie detail up top. They've gone with metallic silver for their logo and the Age of Extinction logo, and while it's a relatively large base for Lockdown given his size, it's flat, it's low profile, it is not going to give him too much of a height boost unless, of course, you have him on the flight pole. Multi-jointed, articulated, and locking flight pole arm. The top bit is telescopic, you can bring that up, and you can adjust the angle of the peg that plugs into the back of Lockdown. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the exclusive version of Lockdown, so I don't have Ratchet Spark, nor do I have the camera/scope face, but I do have the visor and the gun face. We'll get to that one in a second. Translucent domed plastic up front, silver chipping and weathering all over the place, and it attaches with a magnet. Even though I don't have Ratchet Spark to pair with this, I do have the spark removal tool, and this looks like one serious piece of hardware. All of the serrated bits, the blades up front, which are genuinely spiky by the way, metallic green in the middle, more metallic green at the back, and the way it attaches, you just remove his standard forearm, plug this one in. See, it's stuff like this that you don't get to appreciate on the big screen because Lockdown is moving around and you don't get to stop and admire the sculpted dots on the barrel and the linkages, the spikes up front, the bullet underneath it. I didn't even know that was there. The paint applications too with the black wash. The sculpt is so sharp, it's drunk up the black wash, and that just beautifully highlights all of the detail. But it's got a light up effect. And to activate it, you use the battle mask. You don't need to grab a little tool and open panels, flick switches. Just the battle mask, remove it from Lockdown if he's wearing it, wave it over the side of the blaster, job done. And when you've got the LEDs illuminated, not only does it look even cooler now, but it highlights all of the rifling sculpted on the inside of the barrel. And we've got two different versions of his sword/blade. This one is handheld, sculpt work and paint applications on both sides, whereas the other, you can see some pegs sticking out. This plugs onto his forearm. Lockdown is just set up to do some serious damage. These serrated teeth around the blade, the hook, you can articulate the hook, there's a spike up top. This attaches in the same way as the blade that plugs onto his forearm. You can have him holding this if you want. There's the stock, grip, trigger guard, maybe. There's a sight, front and back, metallic green paint on it, bullets at the bottom, but who's going to do that? If you're displaying Lockdown with this weapon, it has to be in gun face mode. They include a secondary head sculpt to facilitate that. These bottom pieces are PVC plastic to get out of the way. They'll cup this magazine of sorts when you plug this in. There's even a mouth sculpted underneath where the gun plugs in, which you will never see, but that is some great attention to detail. Front bit goes on, back piece goes on, et voila, gun face is now assembled. This is ready to go on Lockdown's body. And it's got a light up effect. You activate it in the same way as the arm blaster, magnetic faceplate, just wave it underneath the bottom of gun face. We will try this on him later, but I'm likely just gonna keep him with this on in the display. I know I've said that about quite a few accessories now, but come on, this is Lockdown. He's known for all of the sick weaponry that he uses in the movie, so why not display him with a bunch of stuff? In terms of hands, one pointing finger one for the left, two closed fists already installed on him right out of the box. Two gripping hands, prying the fingers open to pop the weapons in there. They're soft enough, I really don't think you need to grab a hairdryer. And two splayed out finger open palm hands. What we're going to do now is get Lockdown himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that for now. At the end of the video, that's when we'll do some sick poses, bust out the dynamic moving camera, we'll get some accessories going. It will be worth your while to stay tuned to the end, I promise. But Threezero, holy shit, have you delivered? I was nervous about Lockdown because it's a very sleek design. There's not really many places to hide engineering and articulation, but they did it. Of course they did it. They've been slowly but surely working their way up to designs like this, and now that they've given this to us, I would love a Galvatron, or a Stinger, or an Age of Extinction Bumblebee. I think they could do it. Crosshairs, Drift. The floodgates are open. Threezero, make them happen. But Lockdown is peak DLX scale Transformers. The proportions, the paint applications, the visible car pieces, not to mention how cool the character is. They've captured that vibe he had on screen to a T. So much presence. Up close and personal, look at the detail on this piece. Like, it is a feast for the eyes, kicking things off with Lockdown's head sculpt. It's perfect. All of the fine, intricate little sculpted bits around the face, there's battle damage on it, and it's got a light up effect. They've gone back to just literally having the crest be the power switch for the light up. Now, the button cell batteries that I've got in mine, they are dying, unfortunately. Just button cell batteries aren't very easy to come by here in Australia, so they're dim. But when you get yours, pop some fresh batteries in, the lights will be significantly brighter. You can still see, though, that piercing green coming through those translucent lenses. There's some sculpt work on the lenses as well. They're not just smooth pieces of glossy plastic. I've gotten in even closer now, so you can see that sculpted detail, and I've turned down the lights, the studio lights, so the LEDs pop a bit more. I need to get some fresh button cells, because this guy with his eyes turned on, yeah, I need to figure out a way to have him displayed with those lights turned on all the time. I never noticed this in the movie, but it almost looks like he's wearing some kind of, like, race car F1 type helmet, with how smooth his head is at the back. The circles, they remind me of exhaust pipes. There's some silver dry brushing over the top, and his armor plates, they're not just black or gunmetal, there's a slight blue tint to them. And the battle mask is so easy to attach. You literally just pop it over the top, and you can still see those piercing green eyes through that green faceplate. But come on, we all know how Lockdown is likely going to be displayed for most of us. gun face. Let's install that head sculpt, see what it looks like on the body. Sorry for the jump scare. Yes, decapitated lockdown. Hopefully you don't have nightmares about this. To install the gun face, you need to make room for it because there's extra bits and pieces that hang off the bottom for the magazine and the head sculpt is bigger. So remove the front chest panel. Also, take out these collar pieces on either side of his neck. Okay, now there'll be enough room to install the head sculpt, but these parts that stick down past the head, they would be the collar clamping up on either side of his face, and the chest plate would have split, I think. That is the design that they were going for in the movie. Oh my word, does this give him a presence boost? It looks like it's formed out of his chest. Like it's split open, the bullet's now sticking out of him. There's no real visible ugliness that's not meant to be there as part of this design. It's seamlessly integrated, is what I'm trying to say. And believe it or not, there is a face under all of this. If you remove the gun, there is his mouth. The LED up front is also very vibrant, this bright yellow. I am going to display him with gun face. I don't care that I'm going to need so much depth to accommodate it. It needs to happen. Back to the standard look now, which is just so clean. We'll discuss everything that's going on in a moment. There is some assembly right out of the box. These bits attach on these ball joint receivers to the front of his shoulders. They're also on hinges. You can move them around after the fact. These clip onto his biceps, whereas the back shoulder pads, they slide over these metal posts. I reckon Lockdown is the epitome of what Michael Bay's design team were going for from Age of Extinction onwards with the aesthetics of the bot modes. Because he's sleek, he's humanoid, he's got very human-like proportions, broad shoulders, tapers down to the waist, slightly longer legs, longer arms as well. You can still see a lot of visible car components and weaponry with the bullets. Like right up here, the split Lamborghini shield. Would have liked a Raging Bull there, but I understand why they didn't do that. The orange brake calipers, the wheels, the tires, they're split, the headlights, the air intakes, the tail lights down below here. It all just works. For me, anyway, this is my favorite version of Lockdown from anything Transformers, but if you prefer like animated Lockdown, for example, then all the power to you. There's a surprising amount of moving hidden parts and pieces that just facilitate maximum articulation. They will come into play more in the articulation segment. Just know that a lot of this stuff that looks like it's going to limit articulation actually does the opposite. Now, the fine sculpt work for the inside of the vents, all of these little linkages, it is mass plain sculpt work. All of this stuff is just part of the one bit of plastic, but they've put so many washes and different colors on those little sculpted pieces. It looks very three-dimensional. There's more detail hidden underneath various panels and bits and pieces that reveals itself as you get to articulation. Like these bottom brake disc / calipers, they're completely hidden underneath these knee guards. The legs, they're pretty thin, but the way everything has come together gives him this pretty muscular bodybuilder type look. These curved panels, they almost mimic musculature, which I think is what they were going for. And you do need to install the butt plates as well. They're on die-cast ball joint brackets. They can move around quite freely after you've installed them. Pistons / springs on the back of his thighs, the translucent lenses over the tail lights, even some gold paint applications down below here on his feet. Alright, let's give Lockdown some weapons, then we can move on to install his sword. That goes on the left side, plugging that in place. Then on the other side, we've got the hook. There's a larger peg and then a flat guiding pin, locking that in there. Let me know down in the comments, do you think I should have Lockdown fully weaponed up with absolutely everything on display, or maybe just the gun face and keep it clean for his forearms? Back to that clean look. Let's install the spark extractor and the arm blaster. So to do that, removing the stock forearm held in place with a die-cast pin, nice and secure. This is a little dangerous. See those blades? They're very sharp and you're pushing against this to install it, so just watch out when you're doing that. If I had the Spark, I would probably display him with this every now and then, but seeing as I don't, the Arm Blaster might just be my go-to if I want to have him with more blasters than bladed weapons. But it slots on there relatively seamlessly and very securely. I've also just turned the LED on, because why not? LED in the eyes, LED in the blaster. You could always have the face cannon on with the LED turned on up the front there too. Back to stock once again. This is a figure that you're going to have to adjust. All of these bits, they move around. You have to get the angles right for maximum screen accuracy, but you can set him up, dial in the pose first, then adjust everything else. For a quick side-by-side comparison, Lockdown on the left and technically Nemesis Prime on the right. We don't have an Age of Extinction Night Optimus from them yet. Maybe they'll give us one. Maybe they'll give us an Evasion Mode Optimus, an Age of Extinction Bumblebee. I would be down for all of that, but Lockdown is shorter than Optimus. I thought he was the same size as Prime. I've since rewatched the movie. I've checked some reference pictures and scale charts. This scaling looks about right to me. Going over Lockdown's articulation, it's pretty daunting, this segment, given how much stuff moves and how well disguised it all is. Like, you can't even really tell that some of these bits and pieces move around. If I miss something, if I miss a joint, I am so sorry. You'll just have to explore this guy yourself when you get yours in hand. Starting off with his head sculpt, ball joint at the base of the neck, ball joint underneath the head, looking forward to there, looking up to there, further than forward. Swivel and some pivot side to side, but this high collar piece does get in the way a touch. These move out of the way on ball joints and hinges. Those also move. Arms go up to there at the shoulders, all the way up pretty much. Forward and back, being mindful not to bump anything as you do that. Butterfly joint that also hinges up and down, which you saw just before. This can move if you need more clearance for the swivel at the bicep, which you may. Double bend at the elbow going past 90. Then for the wrist peg, it's a ball joint. These pieces move. You can also actuate the hip skirt bits. These as well. The butt plates, they're on ball joints. But crunching forward, more detail reveals itself for the spinal column as you do that. Always my favorite joint on these Threezero figures. Going back, not as far as forward. Swivel, maybe get those bits out of the way before you do that, and some pivot side to side. Let's set ourselves up for success with the legs. We don't want bits popping off, but they're all on ball joints anyway. If they do, not the biggest deal in the world. The legs drop down at the hips, then going all the way forward pretty much, watching out for that armor plate. You could probably go further than that, but I don't want to push it. Going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh. Double bend at the knee, going past 90. Just the size of some of these pieces, this can move for more forward and back at the ankles. It's on some kind of hinge and swivel setup. Ankle tilt, rotation, and lastly, toe articulation. Wrapping up on Threezero's DLX scale, Transformers Age of Extinction Lockdown. This thing is a beast. The proportions are so good. He looks like a shrunk down version of the model from the movie just rotating around in front of us. That is not CGI. That is a physical, practical, real thing. The paint applications are brilliant. The sculpt work is crisp as. Great mix of plastic and die cast and soft PVC pieces. There's light up effects galore. You've got gun face. You've got the visor face. If you get the exclusive, you get another face with the lenses and Ratchet Spark. I kind of wish I'd gotten the exclusive, but even the standard is firing on all cylinders. Yes, pun intended. It also helps that Lockdown was just a badass in the movie, and he transforms into an Aventador. Who doesn't love that? So at the end of this, I don't think it gets much better than what Threezero have given us. If you're a Lockdown fan, you need to add this to your display. Now, I got mine as a review sample direct from Threezero. I've popped a link to their site in the description, and while you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.